The show is about to start. Places. The show is about to start. You have to show a look, have a look, or give a look. Faces. Beautiful. No one ugly allowed. Are you ready? Here we go. Fashion is the art. Designers are the gods. Models play the part of angels in the dark. Which one of you would ever dare to go against? That beauty is a trade and everyone is paid. Fashionista. How do you look? Fashionista. How do you look? New York, London, Paris, Milan, Tokyo. I think it's in Japan. Asia, Malaysia, Las Vegas to play. LA, if you pay my way. Fashionista. How do you look? Fashionista.
Hello, everyone out there in Facebook land. It is your girl, Morgan, the queen. So nice they named her thrice. And also your anchor of excellence. So proud to be here tonight for Let's Get Down to Excellence. And I have a fabulous guest for you this evening. But I just wanted to let you know that music is hot. I don't know where I got that from. It's free downloadable, but every time I listen to it, it just gets me all worked up, and I just love it so much. But I have you're reigning for just a little while, I think just a very little while longer, Miss Gay Kansas America 2025, Krista Collins, and we're going to bring her right in right now, so get ready. Hello, girl. How are you?
Hey, Morgan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Look at that smile, girl. I adore you so much.
Well, thank you.
I adore you. So listen, I know I just brought you on, but those viewers out there that are watching, please hit that share button. The more people we bring on, the more people we have fall in love with the America system that your girl, Krista Collins, as well as Morgan does as well. So, and also we have, I'm looking at the comments. So if you have any questions for Krista, please just let us know. So, but how was your day, girl?
It was good. Just running around the city teaching.
Teaching? What do you teach?
Dance, mostly ballet.
Okay. Oh, like center stage kind of moment?
Kind of, but a little better.
Listen, when I was a young lad, that was the tea. I thought I learned a couple pliés / I don't even know what else you want to call them when I was younger, because I was dancing around in the room. And don't act like I don't utilize that occasionally when I'm doing a number.
Yeah. I'm old enough where our dance movie was The Turning Point with Mikhail Baryshnikov and Leslie Brown.
Yes. Check it out, kids. Check it out. Legendary.
Turning
It is.
Point.
It actually is
Shirley
good.
MacLaine, Anne Bancroft, Mikhail Baryshnikov, Leslie Brown. It's
listen.
Icon status.
But thank you for joining me on my little podcast called Let's Get Down to Excellence. And it's not about me, babes. It's about you. And I'm so excited to just hear a little bit more about you. I know everybody else adores you as well. I could tell that you definitely wear your heart on your sleeve and you're just such a positive light. And I would just love to get to know you a little bit more if that's okay.
Yes. Well, I was born.
Yeah.
I was born in New Orleans, but we moved to Monroe and then we moved to Joplin. And all of that was before I was 7 and we settled in Kansas City.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it was just because I'm not a map person or geographically inclined, but you were in Louisiana then for a while, and then you moved to Kansas.
Yeah. Well, we moved from one part of Louisiana. We moved from the very southern tip to northern, where Dexter is from. Yes, so I lived.
Were y'all best friends back then?
No, I'm older than she is too. So
we won't. Don't tell her that I lumped her into the age bracket.
But then we moved to Joplin, Missouri, and my mother was like, "This is too small. We can't do this." And then we moved to Kansas City, and so.
Well, that's fabulous. How old were you when you moved to Kansas City?
7.
Okay, so like it was very like you were still young, still impressionable, and then kind of your whole molding of your life was more so in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you as a child? Were you do you have siblings?
I do. My father was married 5 times, so I have those siblings. And then I have 2 younger brothers, and my biological mother died when I was 11, so I was adopted by my aunt and uncle, and I have 3 sisters there, or my cousins, who I call my sisters. So it's a very large family, and I'm smack dab in the middle.
Wow.
And one of 2 boys.
Do you ever have like that whole family reunion, like the whole squad?
Unfortunately, and I like to do the call out, like, "Oh, I can't come today. I'm sorry, but you made reservations." I know, but I love you all. I'll see you on another holiday.
We'll see you soon.
Holidays we can get together.
I live. So what were you like as a child? What were you into? You were into sports. I know you danced, I'm assuming, because this is kind of your focus now. Were you into sports as well, or the arts, or meaning like when I say arts, like theater and singing and stuff?
Yeah, I was a church kid. I went to a non-denominational church here, and my aunt, who I call my mom now, is a minister. My godmother's the bishop of the church, and my grandmother at that time was the minister of music and a bishop at the church. So I grew up with learning how to read music and sing music and doing all the things that you do as a church kid. And we were there, it felt like every day of the week, but I think it was like maybe 3 days a week. And my activities were dance, and there was a drill team here in Kansas City called the Marching Cobras.
Okay.
For a long time, they existed, and we used to do the St. Patrick's Day parade, where like we do an inner city drill team, But it's a very strict household of if you miss this car going to church, you better beat me there. So sometimes my brothers and sisters and I would be like walking to church in the heat of the summer in suits, and like
look at it.
So yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, but I think that's fabulous, and I actually think that just hearing that just tells me you have such a good, strong base to your background, and just makes you very like. I just love that family / religious background of just being strong and just being around good people and just helping you mold you to who you are today, which obviously I just already saying to your good gracious of how great you are. But well, that's fabulous. So when did you get into dancing then? There, and then when did you go into like
dancing? Well, I started dancing one of the famous jazz people here, his name was Pops McFadden, and he went to our church. So there was, we had this big swinging gospel choir, and Lonnie and the band. Lonnie McFadden was the leader of the group. Then his dad used to teach tap in the basement of the church on Saturdays, and my dad was a dancer. My dad danced at Alvin Ailey and Joyce Trisley in New York City in the 70s and 80s. Wow. And I loved watching Ailey. I still love watching Ailey dance and perform. And he was he was a bigger guy who didn't start like my family nickname is Little Bit because I have an 8-year-old nephew who's my height at 5'5" now.
Okay.
So my dad was a beautiful dancer, and I would see them perform and rehearse, and I'd be like, I like dancing, but I don't want to do that kind of dancing.
Yeah.
And then I saw my first Nutcracker, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Everything. Yep.
So
have you done the Nutcracker?
So many times it drives me insane.
Understood. Got it. Check that off your to-do list. Got it.
Sleeping Beauty.
Listen, they don't want to see me do all that because it's not. I'll be cracking some things, but it's not.
It was not. Sometimes, like when I joined the companies that I was in, 50 performances in Nutcracker a year. Like you start the day after Thanksgiving and you end the first full weekend of the New Year, and it's like
100%. So in the Nutcracker, what was your role? Like, did you do different roles?
When I was at New York City Ballet, I only did. I was an apprentice, but I only did the same Spanish and mice. So I did the same side of Spanish for all the performances, and I did the same mice for all the performances, and so that was. But then when I joined Kansas City Ballet, I was 16, and I was an apprentice, and I did the same sort of thing. And you just do. So I've done every male character in Nutcracker, even Drosselmeyer.
Yeah.
So even the old man parts,
Well,
So
I love that. And by the way, I just was inspired because when you were talking about I think it was when you were in the church, like doing the church stuff, the band march during the parades. Correct? Is that correct?
Yeah.
That is the talent. By the way.
We had to learn all the goings on and back and forth, and the how to turn a corner, how to precision turn a corner, and then and I was used to like having to work your way up. So, for instance, at the Marching Cobras, you were in the general part of the drill team that was behind the drum. So, sort of for me, the corps de ballet. Then you become like an Imperial Boy or Star Boy, and that's a soloist, and then you become one of the snakeheads, and then that's the lead. So I got up to Star Boy, and I was like, I gotta pick one. I can't keep marching down the streets and then jumping up in the air because my shins couldn't take it.
At 16 or whatever age that was,
that was like 7 through 12 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there was a good 5 years.
Yeah.
Of movement. So now, obviously, I understand the vibe is the dancing and stuff. Did you go to college for dancing, or did you go to, like, where did you go in that journey?
I started at the Kansas City Ballet School when I was about 9, and I went for my first audition for the School of American Ballet, which is the official school for the New York City Ballet in New York City, which the center stage is sort of based on. In fact,
I love the show. I love the ending of the show. That's all I'm going to say.
And a lot of those people, like Sasha Radetsky, Ethan Stiefel, we were all in the same class at the School of American Ballet.
Okay.
So it was growing up there. So I left here and went to a summer course, and then they asked my parents if I could stay. But my aunt and uncle were like, okay, here are the stipulations. If you bring home a C, you can kiss all this ballet nonsense goodbye, because they're very about the education. And I did not bring home. I have a funny story though, but I skipped a couple of grades and I tested out a 1. And
smarty.
Yeah. So then I was acting out in my 3rd grade class here at a St. Paul's Episcopal Day School, and the teacher said, "Do you want me to call your mother?" And I was like, "Go ahead and call her." So, because I knew my dad was gone on tour, my mom was at work. I knew she wasn't going to come to school, but my mom called my grandmother, and my grandmother came up to the school and whooped me, not spanked me, whooped me in front of the classroom and sat there for the rest of the day. And that was the last time you had a problem with me in school.
You're like, I'm straight A's. You got it.
Because I don't want her to come back up here and embarrass. Because I still have friends who remember that.
Oh my God. Oh. Yeah. Well, and you know what? She was right, because look, boom, here we are today, right?
Exactly.
So what else did you do when you were, so besides dancing, what else did you like to do as a kid?
I like to sing,
and as like a young adult, excuse me to interrupt, and a young adult as well.
Sing, I read constantly, and unfortunately in today's screwed up environment, I still keep up with politics and things like that, and I read My friends Paul and David got me a subscription to the Sunday New York Times, and I read through it slowly because I love it. And I'm reading a book called The Color of Law, which is about redlining and things of that nature, and another book called The Second by Dr. Carol Anderson. So yeah, so I stay in my books as that. And then during the school year, I have to buckle down a little bit and grade papers and give tests because I teach dance history at 8 a.m. and then I teach ballet classes from 9 o'clock to 1:30 every day, or 3 days a week. So, and I teach at another school in the evenings. So I keep going.
And then you compete for pageants and do all the wonderful things you do.
And do drag on Fridays and Saturdays.
I always get so jealous and envious of people that are able to sit down and read books. And I think it's just something that's not my skill set. I promise you this, though. My goal is to have a wall library eventually, like a bookshelf. But like I'm going to call it a library because if I read these books, it's going to be a lie. You know what I mean? But I did actually just off of Amazon ordered my first book. It's a little thriller / mystery / queer book. So
nice.
It's called The Bathhouse. So if you want to look it up.
I'm actually Monday after I drive back from Arkansas, and I'll tell you about that in a little. I will be. I teach until from 11:30 to 5 o'clock, and then I'm starting rehearsals on a show called The Ritz. I'm still an equity actor, still doing. I've done a Broadway show and a road show, and so. And to answer your question, my original college degree is in not my only college degree is in vocal music performance. I was an opera major.
Okay, and you still.
I still sing. I normally sing all my stuff for shows, even in Kansas City. But sometimes I have to do like an 8 o'clock Friday night show, which is fine. It's just not as full because I sing Anita Baker and Aretha Franklin and Whitney Houston and Gladys Knight. And so some of the people of a certain age don't know those people. They just want to hear go, 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 go. And I want to tell you a story, you know?
As they should listen to the story too, by the way.
And I said back then, it was funny that all these stories, the stories that I like to sing are about love, finding love, gaining love, losing it and regaining it, or finding it within yourself. So, and figuring out how to do it for yourself. So, so sometimes I get offended that I'm not in the late shows, but then I know I'm a person of a certain age, and I think I get it, you know.
I mean, maybe it's a blessing in disguise because
exactly.
The World Cup, you want to read your book and go to bed.
The World Cup was in Kansas City, and they had shows at 10 o'clock and then another one at 1:30. And they said, "Do you want to do that 1:30 show?" Absolutely not.
1:30 at night or in the morning?
Yeah.
Not.
Because the club closed at 5 when the World Cup was going on here, and I was like, "No, baby, I will be at home by 1:30."
I'm screaming, no. So I love that. So and I think that's. Have you ever done talents with singing for like in pageantry competition?
I have. In fact, I was the last winner of the Naomi Sims Solo Talent Award that was given out from singing. Yeah. So and then somebody asked me, they're like, when I finished my talent this year, they're like, "Why didn't you sing?" And I was like, "I don't know. I think I was very emotional singing the song I was singing at Miss Gay Kansas, and they thought that you're not going to be able to make it through. So you kind of went high. I went sharp because I was trying not to cry, and they were like, "You shouldn't sing this year." And I was like, okay. So I listened to them and I got something else together. I was like, I can still, still dance and kick the leg up to here and there.
And where were you at, honey? Top 10. Top 10.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't been back to Miss America for 9 years.
Wow. So when did you, before we move on to that little dish, what, is there anything else that we want to talk about your childhood and like as growing up, and when did you get exposed to drag? Let's start there.
Oh God. I used to see, Flip Wilson do drag on TV, or you would see various people try to do drag on TV shows. Like I used to love Charles Bush, Danny LaRue and if you ever have time, look up his documentary on YouTube. Danny LaRue, he was doing RuPaul style drag in the 1950s. And then on TV in London, and it was still very illegal in London to be gay up until like the 1980s. And so, yeah, he was doing shows for the Queen in full drag. And so like, so yeah, I watched them. But then my drag mother, I used to choreograph for drag queens here in Kansas City. And when I had the summers off from the ballet, I would go to different pageants with them and background dance with them. And my drag mother is China Collins.
China.
So, so I used to back up dance for her, and she's like, one of these days, and there was a club here in Kansas City called Soki's, and it was mostly a Black and Hispanic club, and they were like, and one of the owners was like, well, I can't wait to get you in the face. I was like, well, I gotta wait till I, slow down from dancing, because you can't be on your feet jumping all day and then come and put on a pair of stilettos. Right. Exactly. At least I wasn't going to do that. But and I took my responsibilities at the Kansas City Ballet and very seriously. So it was later. Like I started doing drag in 97, and that was just for fun. And then I started doing it for real, like around when I came back from doing Thoroughly Modern Millie on Broadway. I had entered a few like bar contests, and that was about 2003 here. So since then, so back on and off.
I'm just sitting here listening to you, and like you're giving me these dates and like the timeline, and I'm just like, it's not computing because you look like you're 25.
Oh, thank you. I'm 55.
But you dance like you're 25 too, honey. Which we could get into a little bit, because I was just so in awe with you, and not only because you did such a great job with your talent this year, it was because I had the honor and the privilege of being backstage. Why this was all happening, and I got to talk to you before you went on. I got to see your number and put your whole heart on that floor, and your feet and your toes and your everything. And then you came back. You were just like you were just done, like, you know what I mean, but in such a good way, because you did that number. And I just I appreciated it, because that's true art. So thank you.
I really love performing. In fact, my mentor, Mr. Todd Bollinger, used to say the safest place in the whole wide world is on center stage. And he was one of those people that he believed, even though we were doing a silent art form, that you had to speak with your whole body, your whole spirit, your whole soul. You cannot be a dishonest person when you're dancing. You can't, because the audience will pick it up immediately. I don't care how many faces you make. I don't care how good your technique is. If they don't feel it, you can't sell it, And so I've got to that point that if I'm doing a talent that I really believe in, I have to really believe in it in order for that to work. I think my ring light got too hot. Oh.
They said, baby, you're looking too good. We got to Zim that. It's okay. I can still see your beautiful face and that beautiful smile.
There we go.
I love it. So, well, so when did you start competing for Miss Gay America?
2013. It was kind of, I was talked into it, and this is going to be funny. I did Miss Gay Kansas City. And back then our pageants were at a different time. And 2 months later, I was down at Miss Gay Missouri.
Okay.
And I won Miss Gay Kansas City and Miss Gay Missouri on my first time. And then the first time I went to Miss Gay America in 2013, when Sally Sparkles was stepping down, the year that Jessica Jade won, I was second alternate. And it was my first time at Miss Gay America.
Wow.
So I've gone a total of 4 times, and I've been in the top 10. 4 times, in the top 5 twice. So it's just working every day, trying to figure out, okay, like, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And then you take some time, and it ends up, when you lose some things when you go away. Because when I came back this year, I was like, oh wow, okay, that's what the gowns are doing now. Okay,
Got it. Yeah.
First, when I was going, they wanted something flowy and so, and I was like, oh, okay. So, but now, now I know that that's my weakness, and it always has been, is trying to cover up these shoulders, these linebacker shoulders. And
boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
They're dancer dainty shoulders, babe.
Yeah,
I got you.
I still teach partnering. I still lift people. Okay, boys, you grab her this way, you put her above your head, and then all of a sudden my back hurts for 3 days. But
I get it. But I get it. But you know what, you're still doing your thing. And like I said, I don't want to digress back to that talent, but like just you really nailed that talent. Yes, it was emotional. Yes, you were just like breathing heavy, but that was your trained dancer. That's what you do. And you know, I don't want to say it like this, but like, and you're 55, like, and you tore it up. So like, hats off to you. And I can't wait to see all the other good things that you're going to be doing, if you're going to be doing anything else. Yes. But so what is your inspiration when it comes to, I know that you said that you sing and you love to do the singing when you're doing gigs on your regular gigs. But like when it comes to talent, aside from singing, what is your inspiration that you like to put out on that stage?
I like to give people joy.
Okay.
Because, you know, when you come, you've had a hard week. You got to pay $10 to get into a club. Then you got to pay for drinks, and then you're tipping. So I'm very thankful that people still want to do that. But also, it's just to give you joy. You left, you and with somebody singing to you in your face, you know, and having an experience with you and paying it, because when you sing, you can't just, you know, look this way and take $1. You have to pay attention to that person. And it's often, sometimes I've had a bucket person like follow me around or something, or be in the corner so I can walk back and give money. But it's to bring people joy.
I need a bucket person.
Yeah, just to walk around and help you, collect, or you can drop them off and still. But yeah, I want to make people happy and feel good. I want people to leave the bar with a positive experience of the gay community, because right now, as you know, in the gay community, in most queer bars, there's a lot of straight people, and you want to make them feel comfortable. We want them as allies. We don't want them to go home and go, oh my God, we were at this gay bar and this guy came up to me and I was like, no, we're here to have fun. I would never approach you disrespectfully, and I hope that you wouldn't do that to me. Although people do get a little, you know.
Well, I mean, once you do a couple shots of the whatever they do shots of.
Yeah, they get very, would you stop putting on this tooth on?
Yeah, right.
You know, stuff like that. But I just want people to be happy, just be it and learn something. Not like, because I think everybody has they've seen RuPaul's Drag Race, so they think that every drag queen is going to be that, or every drag queen is that. And there are variations. There is that, and then there's pageant girls like myself and Divinity and Dexasy, and there are pageant girls like that. And then there are the young girls who are coming out, and then our trans sisters. And I'd rather have our trans sisters. I would give up Friday and Saturday nights all day long for my trans sisters to have a place to perform and feel safe. You know, and because because I've done it. I mean, you know, I can't.
I would love to see you. I would love to see you back in 1997 doing Krista. Have you always been called? Has your name always been Krista Collins? So where does that come from?
Well, just Krista, obviously, name, and then Collins is my drag mother. Yeah, and I was thinking when I first started drag, I said I wanted to look like Dominique Devereaux from Dynasty, Diane Carroll, or with Lena Horne, you know, tendencies, you know. And one of the young queer kids said to me, "Who's Lena Horne?" And I was like, "If you don't get it, you know, who doesn't know?" I mean, but again, it's not of this era, you know. This not.
Isn't that why? It's why it is wild to think that, though, that like generations are constantly evolving and changing, and the next generation is going to be like, "Who's Britney Spears?" You know what I mean? Like, which is wild. I will always let people know who Britney Spears is.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like for young queer kids, especially if you're Black, it's going to be Beyonce or somebody new like that. And then for young queer Latinx people, it's going to be J-Lo. You know, so they're always going to have their person. But I was like, I wanted to go with that old Hollywood glamour. And in fact, when I started doing drag, a lot of my clothing was from like thrift stores that were those old, you know, sequin cachet gowns that I would have cut down at the bottom, and you know, that kind of stuff, you know, shoulder pads.
Yes, all that is, and I want pictures, and I want more next time I see you. And you always look fabulous as the years have gone by, because I mean, obviously you looked amazing this year at National, so hats off to you. So now you only have like minutes left with this fabulous thing called Miss Gay Kansas America.
I'm so excited who the next one's going to be, but I'm sad. I mean, like, stepping down is always sad and it's always hard, but you know, you got to make room for the next so that the family builds and continues to grow. and hopefully I've left a positive legacy for our promoters, Stephen Maselli and Ingrid Horton, because they are amazing and they work so hard. And so, I mean, most of the time I'm very independent, and I would call and say, I'm going to do this and this and that. But okay, fine. Because I've been in theater so long. I'm like, I know the vision that I have. I just need the backing for it, and they provided that, and they provided the good talkbacks and the, are you sure you're okay, and what about this, and can we see it? And yeah, they were it was just great to work with them, and I'm
great people.
The next people are going to, the next Miss Gay Kansas is going to have that same beautiful experience, and so then.
So do you have a theme for tomorrow?
I do not. In fact, once America kind of got away from the presentation, thank God, because there are some things down in my basement that I can't get rid of. It's just down in my, I can't put them on.
Wear them all tomorrow. You'll be good. Just wear them all tomorrow.
Exactly. Old costumes you can never wear again. But I decided to I'm just going to come out and sing a song and welcome my girls, welcome the contestants, and then we're going to start a pageant, because tomorrow's not about me. Tomorrow's about welcoming the next person, and I think the people who are judging have their eyes set on the new people, so I don't want to be in the way. Like, oh look, I'm stepping down. No, I've done it again. Yeah.
I would love to be able to sit there and listen to you do your opening speech, because I just feel like it's going to be. So I'm going to be looking. I'll be looking tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's an opening speech into a song, and then I'm just going to go and change clothes and get ready for the next one. Exactly.
So how many contestants do you have?
I think there are 4.
Okay, fierce. That's fabulous.
Some great contestants, and they've been contacting me, and they stayed in contact with me, and I've tried to stay in contact with them, and it's I can't wait to see them tomorrow. So
that's exciting. Well, you're going to do absolutely fabulous. So speaking of fabulous, what's in store for Krista Collins in the future?
Well, I stepped down, and then I'm going to spend the night in Lawrence, and I'm going to follow Miss Gay America down to Eureka Springs.
Okay.
And I've entered Eureka Live, and it's literally the very next day.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You working girl. She knows.
Yeah. Exactly. So
that's just fabulous. Well, congratulations already for just taking on that adventure alone. How long is it? Are you driving? Like how long?
Yeah, but I own if a drag queen owns a van, you are best drag queen, another drag queen's best friend, because you're like, yeah, girl, we're going down to this patio. We're gonna put these back seats down, and we're gonna put everything in the back.
So who are you going? Who's going along on the journey?
Just me. But I think it's Travis is going down, and I'm just going to follow him down. And then I figured I'd do it that way instead of driving back to Kansas City and then getting on the road by myself. Because here's the thing: if she's late, then I'm late, and we're both late together. So you can't clock points, huh?
Yeah. That's great.
You can't.
They will though.
Exactly.
They will though. Don't be late.
Together. Exactly. We walked in together.
Late, girl. No, that's exciting. Oh, that's fabulous. So that's exciting. Good luck, and good luck to the other competitors, we'll say, for tomorrow. And good luck for your prelim tomorrow. I know you're going to look absolutely fabulous. Have the best time, because you deserve it, and because you work hard, and you always exude excellence. And I truly mean that. And I just adore you so much. So
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great to meet you this year. I was like, oh my God. Somebody's still interested in the old broom.
Always. And you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep on telling the stories of everybody else's stories, and just give everybody their voice, because I think it's very important. Because, like you had said, it's like in the world that we live in right now, it's like so hard for everyone to be able to share their voices, which is so sad. So that's why even just this little podcast that I have hopefully gives everyone their voice, and then moving forward. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, all right, before we leave, because, in true Morgan fashion, I always like to ask my guests what their meaning of excellence is, because everyone's meaning is a little bit different, and it might be different from the last year, and it might be different in a year from now. So I just love to hear what Krista Collins' meaning of excellence is today.
My meaning of excellence is giving back to the community. They often, I mean, my dear friend Melinda Ryder, who would say she is there for the opening of an envelope. And I go out and perform for charities. I go out and perform for, different pageants that we do to raise money for different things. And I just give back. I mean, there was a group of older gay men who, when I was a kid, some of them are no longer with us, who took me under the wing and looked after me. And so, I am obligated to do that now. In fact, it's in my vision as a teacher to do so. And that's what all the things that I've learned, all the things that I have gone through, hopefully I can be a positive experience and tell you how to get through them without preaching it to you so that you don't have to go through it. Now, if you want to bump your head on the brick wall a couple of times, but
that's on you.
Exactly. It's giving back. It's and being thankful for, and never forgetting where you came from, and being thankful for being in that moment at the time. You can't live in the past, and you can't predict the future, but giving back right now of what you have to give. And I think right now is my spirit, my heart to the community. And anytime they need me to do something, I try very hard to do so. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. And please, please, please don't let anybody ever dim that fabulous light of yours, because it's absolutely gorgeous. And just please make sure you take some time for yourself too, because I know that you're always being so good and gracious about giving your heart to everyone else and uplifting. So make sure you take time for yourself too, and just enjoy this weekend. You're going to have the best time. You're going to have your step down. You're going to do a great pageant on Sunday. And I can't wait to hear all your successes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, so why don't you, with me, say goodbye to the viewers at home.
Okay.
All right, everybody, have a great night.
Thank you. Bye. Mwah.